Support WrestleTalk!
Visit WrestleTalk.com.
Hello and welcome to the WrestleTalk news. I am El Fakador Laurie Blake. Continuing the trend of conveniently timed wrestling events for British fans that started by Super Showdown on the weekend, which was actually on at a time that I was awake and could watch it. New Japan's King of Pro Wrestling event is happening right now as I'm filming this. Anyway, I've missed it now. But let me know your thoughts on the show in the comments below. Something else that is going on in Japan is Neville, who has gone back to being called Pac, which somehow isn't as cool as Neville, which just feels weird because Neville's the dorkiest name in all of existence. As you can't possibly have missed, Pac is back in Dragon Gate, baby, and he signed up with heel stable Red. So it's weird then that he's changed the name of his finisher from the Red Arrow to the Black Arrow. As revealed at the Gate of Victory show at Hakata Star Lane yesterday, Nev's corkscrew shooting star press will now be known as the Black Arrow. Perhaps he's a massive fan of The Hobbit, as many fans have pointed out that the Black Arrow is what Bard the Bowman uses to slay Smaug, and Neville has said that he is back in Dragon Gate to obliterate your favourite wrestlers and befriend some halflings. It's also been announced that Pac will take on Flamita at the Gate of Destiny show on November 4th in an international dream match. Flamita's Mexablood tag partner Bandido will also challenge Dragon Kid for the Open the Brave Gate Championship at that event. Now that is lucha. What is neither lucha, nor professional, nor cool, was the end of Khabib Nurmagomedov and Conor McGregor's showdown at UFC 229. Khabib defeated McGregor via submission in the 4th round, but then went looking for an extra round in the crowd, attacking Conor's teammate Dylan Dennis. As security tried to contain the brawl on the outside, two of Khabib's teammates jumped in the cage and started attacking McGregor. Dana White later said that 3 members of Khabib's team were arrested, but McGregor has decided not to press charges, and they were later released. The pull-apart brawl caught the eye of plenty in the wrestling world, but Stone Cold Steve Austin was the one to come up with the snarkiest of bottom lines, simply tweeting, "I love pro wrestling," as the event wrapped up. Chris Jericho also waded into the fray after a fan asked if UFC would be his next stop, as he kinda pops up everywhere nowadays, including as a Halloween gimp at King of Pro Wrestling, where he came out and attacked Evil before he could face off with Zack Sabre Jr. And Shingo Takagi was revealed as the latest member of LIJ. What am I doing in this room? Come to WrestleTalk, they said. We watch wrestling for a living. No, don't. We just spend all our life watching the news. Back to Jericho, who didn't seem against the idea of UFC, saying, "Why not? I could probably beat Conor McGregor at this point. It's much easier after he's just been jumped by a couple of dudes." So while over in UFC, Khabib is getting into trouble for openly attacking his opponent, in WWE land, a lot of the disciplinary action takes place behind closed doors. Take, for example, what happened with Big Cass, who was released from WWE earlier this year for rumoured behavioural problems, but has remained tight-lipped about what actually happened ever since. Cass, who briefly went by Big Kaz with 2 Z's because he is 7 foot tall and 7 years old on the inside, but is now going by Big C because you can't teach originality. He recently appeared at a Championship Wrestling League event in Michigan, saying that he wanted to set the record straight. He said, "There's a ton of stories out there, and I'll tell you this, I've read them all. Some of them are true, and I'm man enough to admit right here, right now, that some of them are true, most of them are false." That day, there were only 3 people in that room. There are only 3 people in the world who know what happened and what was talked about that day. I can guarantee you that the other 2 will not tell you what actually happened. Big C then went on to reveal that his 90-day no-compete clause had expired, and he could tell the fans all about it, except he didn't, the dastardly heel, saying that he'd tell all on a network special in the big leagues, and they'd never see him again if a bigger company wanted him to appear, which I assume everyone was fine with. There have been some intriguing pro wrestling posts on Instagram this past week. Want to see them all in one easily accessible article format? Yeah, of course you do. Just head over to WrestleTalk then by clicking the link on screen now. I've been El Fakador. That was Lucha.